In our first story, the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, has intercepted over 700 consignments of fake electricity meters at the Dabala Junction checkpoint in the Volta region. The customs officers uncovered the fake meters during a routine inspection on an Accra-bound Aflao bus, hidden in the luggage compartment, and confiscated them. Now, no passenger on the board of the vehicle owned up to the fake meters.
As a company, we've embarked on 3 major national revenue mobilization exercises prior to the Operation Zero exercise, and then we realized that some people were consuming power illegally as a result of obtaining foreign meters through illegal sources. So as part of the Operation Zero exercise, we realized that most of these meters were coming from Togo, and we've engaged the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority at the Aflao border. We've engaged the Ghana Navy, we've engaged the OCCC Artillery Regiment, that's the whole military barrack, and then we've engaged the Ghana Police Service. So far, they've intercepted over 1,000 meters within the last 2 to 3 weeks as well, with the latest being over 700 that they intercepted at the Dabala Junction checkpoint. This is a collaborative effort to win the war against foreign meters. Firstly, how this affects our operations is that when these meters get into the system, it affects our commercial as well as our technical operations. Commercial in the sense that users of these meters consume power on the blind side of ECG since the meter was installed on the blind side of ECG. Then again, also these meters are sub-standard meters which have not been calibrated and tested to meet the energy standards of the country. So these meters are likely to cause fire outbreaks to the premises of users of these fake and foreign meters. And technically also, users of these meters overload our transformers, and then they end up causing power outages and then power fluctuations to innocent customers who have paid their bills and they have their new meters from ECG. Then again, these are customers who normally complain that they don't get bills, they're not receiving bills for 2, 3 months or 6 months. It is not a fault of ECG because we are not aware of these meters. Then it is important to say that no individual has been mandated or has been licensed to distribute or import meters into the country. It is only the Electricity Company of Ghana and then the Ministry of Energy, together with the NETCO and the Northern Sector, who have been licensed by the Energy Commission to import meters into the country and also distribute meters.
Now, governments across the African continent are gathering in Nairobi, Kenya, for the inaugural African Climate Summit to address the growing threats of climate change to citizens. Kenyan President William Ruto has been emphasizing the importance of African unity and solidarity to prevent the continent from being disadvantaged. He made these remarks during the closing ceremony of a pre-climate summit youth conference held on Sunday.
We are a wealthy continent, and we need to properly value our assets. And I agree with you, 1/3 of the world's sequestration of carbon is in this continent. The world's sequestering 30 billion gigatons of CO2. And we're getting nothing for it. And we're getting no value for it. It's not in our books. It's not in our asset register. Right? We have 60% of the world's renewable assets. We have 60% of the world's solar potential. It is not in our asset book. And that is why we are classified as being this rich when we are that rich. So what we are saying is we are going to drive a new narrative for the African continent. It is our responsibility to do it. Some people may not be happy with it. That's their problem. We're going to do it because it is our place. It is in our place to profile our assets positively. And that is the reason why on Friday, a few hours before I came to open this youth conference, I signed into law the carbon market law in Kenya.
Well, we know that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo will be joining the meeting today. Now, another story, several homes at Weja, Tetegu, White Crossing and the environs have been flooded after Sunday's rains. Residents are blaming the aggravation of the perennial floods in the area on the absence of drainage systems.
It appeared to be scattered showers gradually intensified, causing flooding. Low-lying areas bore the brunt of the impacts of the rains as huge volumes of water from upstream gushed into homes. At the Weja Tetegu enclave, feeder and inner community roads became deplorable after potholes became craters. A taxi driver, Niama Oblite Mensa, who plies Tetegu and Malam, recounts the challenge posed by the current state of the road.
The rains were not severe, but the impact has been devastating. The state's intervention will be required to fix the damage caused to the road by the rains.
A walk through the community revealed a more disturbing situation as private developers continue to fill marshy areas to build homes. While some have been completed and are inhabited, others are at various stages of completion. Hours after the rains on Sunday, homes were still flooded, with some occupants abandoning their homes for safety. This family has improvised to access their rooms. They blame the situation on the absence of a drainage system to channel water from the community into the sea.
If there should be gutters here, the rainwater will flow into the sea without flooding our homes. But that is not the case, so the entire community is now bearing the brunt of the weather.
Other flood-prone areas in Accra, including Atiko, were also flooded.
Let's stay on the issue of rains now. And heavy rains are posing a threat to houses and shops in Ho and Pando and the environs in the Volta region. Residents are appealing for urgent intervention from authorities.
The intensity of the rains in Ho has transformed smaller drains into gullies, endangering homes near the water channels. Erosion is also encroaching on plots of land, forcing some homeowners to construct protective walls.
See, they put so many buildings at the top. Water, Serene, Sky Plus, and all the missing them, they are at the top. So the volume of the water that is coming from that place now, that is what creating this problem over here. If it is not because of my effort, this house has been washed away already. Because every year I have to spend about 13,000 filling the sand and sacks over here just to chalk my house to prevent it. But still, at the end of the year, it will wash all of them away. So another year I have to do it again.
A community footbridge has been washed away, cutting off a crucial route for residents. In Pando, a similar situation is unfolding, with a bridge linking the main road between Pando Zongo and Agbenawe becoming a threat due to intense erosion. Residents, shop owners, drivers and tricycle riders are urging authorities to take swift action to prevent a disaster.
This is a major road, and this road, most truck drivers use this road a lot. The buses and, in fact, heavy truck drivers use this road. I look at there's nobody talking about it, there's nobody doing anything about it. It is very bad. We can't sit and then somebody will die before we start taking action.
In more news, Africa's wildlife have come under attack over some years, leading almost to extinction due to human activities and climate change. Many animals have been placed on the red list of species going extinct by the International Union for Conservation of Nature. And Ghana's case is not any different. In this report, we explore South Africa's Kapama Game Reserve and its effort to preserve wildlife. A rare sight of a lioness and her newly born cubs making way through their natural habitat.
She's actually giving me a comment.
For her, the presence of humans is no barrier. Her cubs are her priority.
It looks like it's looking at us.
This is the Kapama Game Reserve here in the Limpopo province in South Africa. It's known for its beautiful landscape, intense connection to nature, and most importantly, its aim to preserve wildlife from going extinct. It's about 7 a.m. in the morning. It's still very chilly here on the Kapama Game Reserve. This 16-hectare piece of land is home to a myriad of animals, including lions, elephants, as well as rhinos. Now, this particular piece of land is only a testament to the fact that nature sure is beautiful. But how important is this to the conservation of animals, especially here in Africa?
Conserving animals not only help the animals themselves, they also help us humans. Like elephants, if we have a lot of trees, we need elephants to take care of that in the nature's way. We no longer do culling, so nature gives back to us if we give back to nature. So
Tagani is taking us on a ride around the game reserve along with her team of conservationists. Here, conserving wildlife is prime concern. On one side of the road, we spot an impala, a species of an antelope which is currently on the verge of extinction. The impala, rhino, and a number of wildlife have for years been victims of illegal trafficking and killing, a practice referred to as poaching.
it's pretty harsh because human behavior can put a lot of pressure in what's happening in the natural environment. If we keep doing what we're doing, we might lose most of the animals, especially when it comes to rhino. If the poaching still exists, there might be a time, let's say 10 years to 20 years from now, that we'll see less of rhinos.
The challenges are not limited to poaching. Issues of climate change, another occurrence fueled by human practice, is also endangering the species.
Now we are in our dry season. You will see other animals in certain area of the reserve and then other animals in certain area of the reserve, depending what they eat.
Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The greatness of a nation can be judged by the way its animals are treated." Clearly, the importance of wildlife cannot be overemphasized. It is then evident that more must be done to preserve wildlife in Africa. Judith Chitando, TV3 News, Limpopo, South Africa. Now, authorities at Kentenapia Mensa University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development have launched an investigation into circumstances that led to the death of a third-year mathematics student at the university. Prosper Owusu died after sustaining multiple burn injuries during a hall procession last month. William Evansinkum has filed the following report.
A week to vacation, Prosper Owusu lost his life. August 25 will be his last performance for the Opokuwari II Hall Week celebration. He was a member of the Dons, a group known for such displays on campus. Some students who watched his last performance but would not speak on camera described that fateful night as a horror. A fire pot he was performing with got in contact with his body and set him ablaze. In a video which has since gone viral, Prosper is seen burning but helpless. Some eyewitnesses believe he might have applied a combustible lubricant on his body. In a statement issued by the university, Prosper was reported dead on September 1. The statement further indicates that the university will launch an investigation into circumstances leading to his death. The university has also extended a heartfelt condolences to the family and friends of the deceased. William Evansinkum, TV3 News, Kumasi.
In more stories, since the inception of the Fourth Republic, Northern Ghana has produced 3 vice presidents for the two leading political parties, that's the MPP and the NDC. However, only former President Mahama rose to become president in 2012. As the ruling MPP readies to elect its flag bearer, Christopher Mwako has been engaging party supporters in the north and exploring the chances of Vice President Dr. Bawumia.
In 2007, late former Vice President Alhaji Aliu Mahama contested the MPP flag bearership race. He was third behind Alan Kojo Tremanten and now President Akufo-Addo. Then candidate Akufo-Addo nominated Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia as his running mate. His nomination made him the second Northerner to be nominated for the position of vice president within the MPP. In 2016, the New Patriotic Party won the general elections, making Dr. Bawumia the second Northerner to become vice president within the MPP. Ahead of the 2024 election, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has made it through the first stage among 5 others who will contest on November 4 to decide who leads the MPP into the 2024 general elections.
The vice president has competitive advantage over his competitor. One, in terms of marketability, political experience, election experience, campaign experience. He has touched every nook and cranny of this constituency.
No matter whom you are, you cannot say the vice president is incompetent. You can never associate any symbol of corruption to the vice president that we have currently.
I don't have a problem with any aspirants, but in breaking the age, we have to deal with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Will Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia be the first presidential candidate from Northern Ghana to run on the ticket of the governing New Patriotic Party going into the 2024 general elections?
Christopher Mwako, TV3 News, Tamale.
Now, on the international front, Israel is considering tough steps, including the immediate deportation of Eritrean asylum seekers involved in riots in Tel Aviv on Saturday. Prime Minister Benjamin has said that a red line has been crossed. Some 170 people were injured in violent clashes with police and infighting between groups of supporters and opponents of the Eritrean regime. Now, he also ordered a new plan to remove all African migrants that he described as illegal infiltrators.